Hello everybody, my name is Todd and welcome to Honeysuckle Farms. It's Friday, 2 days before Christmas, and we're up at the farm. We're expecting some really bad weather this weekend for the next 5 days. It's supposed to be in the teens. So we're up today, getting everything ready for the freeze.
Now, obviously, one of the biggest concerns we had on the farm was the piglets. They were only about 2.5 weeks old and hadn't experienced anything like they were going to experience this weekend as far as weather is concerned. But last weekend we had some cold weather, and Bonnie and her sister kind of teamed up to keep the little guys warm. So we added a bunch of new bedding, filled their bellies, and hoped they'd make it through the big freeze. Now, as far as the rest of the pigs, we weren't too concerned about them handling the big weather, but we still added extra bedding, filled up their feed trough, and turned off the PVC lines to the water system. We added water pans inside their pens and filled up extra 5-gallon buckets just in case the pump or power went out. Once the pigs were all taken care of, we drained all the water lines to the pig enclosure and headed down to the pasture. The only thing we needed to do down in the pasture was turn the water line off to the trough. So we did that, gave these guys new round bales, some alfalfa and grain, and headed back up to the carriage house.
It's Friday evening. It's the weekend of the big freeze. We came up here early today to take care of getting all the animals fed, getting bedding for the animals, and checking water lines. We've got a lot of temporary water lines here, and we have issues every time it freezes like this. So I got some watering pans for the pigs. We're going to use those instead of the watering nipples. We're going to drain everything down. So basically we're getting prepared for the big freeze. It's supposed to be like 5 days in the 20s up here at night. So it's a little bit more than what we're used to. We get some cold nights and then it's over. But this is going to be for a few days. So it's got me concerned. The animals, I think they're going to be okay. We'll just have to keep up on them. We put plenty of bedding out for the pigs. I have a heat lamp that I was thinking about putting out for the little ones, but the criminals just tear everything up. And they've torn up the last 2 heat lamps I put out. And, the babies are about 3 weeks old, 3 weeks old. They're pretty healthy with the bedding we put in, and the mothers there in there. I think they're going to be fine, but they're our biggest concern. The cows are fine, chickens are fine. The garden, it got hit. All the peppers are now gone, so we'll yank them up. But we got some more peppers today, and just kind of did the chores, did a few things around here, and to get ready for the big freeze, I guess they call it, So it's supposedly cold everywhere. So even down South Florida, they're going to get some cold weather. So fixing to go up, unhook the hoses in a few minutes, drain those down before it gets too dark and gets cold. But then we're going to go work in the hobby room. If you saw last weekend's video, we burned the east wall of the hobby room. We're doing the same finish, the Shusugibon finish that we use on the outside of the house. I just liked it so much, I wanted to go ahead and implement it in a few spots on the inside. Most of the areas we're going to do sheetrock, but I think the garage, the stairwell, and this room here, we're going to go ahead and do with the Shusugibon finish. And we're only doing this one wall. This north wall and the south wall, all the rest of the walls, we've got a different material we're going to put on there. And like I said, we're probably going to go with some type of a urethane finish here, something that'll gloss it up a little more than the exterior. But anyway, I started brushing over here on this side, and as you can see, I brushed a lot of the charring off, and I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but where you burn the edges, it leaves the indentations in there. It gives it some character. That's what I really like about this. Imperfections, there isn't any. It's like what you see. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button and follow us and check us out, because we've got a few more areas we're going to do this too. And this is all testing for the main house, so we're getting our hands dirty by knowing how to, with some experience, I guess, OJT as we used to call it. So we're fixing to go ahead and brush this down. And the good thing about this finish is that we're using a real stiff brush. This is the brush we're using. It's a real stiff brush, and the more you brush it down, the more of the finish comes out. Now, I don't like to brush it too far because I still like that dark charred look, but you can actually brush a lot of it out and bring it out. But the one thing, like I said, I've said many times, is that I like about this is that you have the texture is still in the wood. Sanding takes that away. If you could look, let's see if we could show it from the side. See how from the side you see the texture, you feel the bumps, you see the grains, you touch the grains, you feel the grains. They're just not smooth, they're just not visual, they're actually there. And I just think that's enhances the look, and it's exactly what we're trying to go for out here. So anyway, I got my heater going. It's supposed to get in the teens tonight, and it just got dark a little while ago, so I got a couple hours to fiddle fart around, and I figured go ahead and hit a lick on this room. So like I always say, I'm gonna get at it. Well, after some serious rubbing right there on some sore shoulders, we got her done. I hope everybody out there is safe, and hope you had a good evening. But we're gonna pack her up and go inside and get something to eat. Tell me what you think. If you like it, hit that like button, and please, we're a small channel, and doesn't take nothing to hit that little subscribe button, but it helps us out tremendously. I can see I got dirt all over my face. So it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, huh? Anyway, well, we're done for the evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
So once I finally got out of bed Saturday morning, it was a whopping 17 degrees. We went up to the pig pens and checked on the piglets. Everybody was doing good. Gave them a little feed, gave them new water, and went off to check on the cows and chickens. Everybody was doing good, so we fared well through the first night, but there was still quite a few more nights to come. After we checked on the animals, I had an idea that would make things a little more comfortable while working through this cold weather that was supposed to stay with us for the next week or so. I found some 6mm plastic laying around and decided to cover all the openings with plastic and install the back door so I could warm things up with the heater. It got pretty cold last night brushing that wall off, and I knew I could figure out a way to heat things up so I could keep on working. So with a handful of roof tabs, a couple of staplers, and a little help from Jerry, Took us about an hour to get the bottom floor of the carriage house sealed in with plastic. The only thing left to do was install the back door. With a high today of 21 degrees, it became my main goal for the day. I couldn't wait to get that done and fire up those heaters and see how good it felt in that carriage house. You'd be surprised how good those logs insulate those walls, and I was waiting to check them out. So we got the door installed. I've got a problem with the frame. I'm going to have to work on that. It was plumb when we put it in, but with some swelling and everything. It's going to take a little extra work, but we were able to get it in and get the door to shut, or at least shut on itself. So that served the purpose of what we were looking for. So once we got all that done, it was time to pack up the GMC and head home to enjoy the holidays and one of my favorite things, food. Then it was time to get back at it.
First and most important, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, and I hope you're going to have a fantastic new year. 2023 is going to be a great year for Honeysuckle Farms. We're really looking forward to it. We're up at the farm. We had an emergency the other night, and I had to come up to the farm. As most of y'all know, the whole country has had a big freeze going on. We've had temperatures here that were cold, but not only were they cold, they were sustaining. So we had every day, we were into the teens and 20s, low 20s at night for about a week, and it caused some problems. Nothing major. We made some preparations for all this. We ended up watering the pigs with buckets and pans instead of using the dripper system, which has a tendency to break, and we've kept the water off up there, so we've just toted water and done that. As far as the cows are concerned, they're all good. They're just a little grumpy as usual, but yeah, we had a small emergency. We came up here the other night. This line that feeds into the aerator broke underground, and it flooded this whole area in here. Thank God we came up when we did. We were able to catch it before it had gone too far, and made it just in time to the hardware store to get the materials and get it fixed. We just deal with it. So right now, again, like I've mentioned before, we're kind of set up on our watering system for the pigs, and everything up in the garden is all set up with hoses. I have a long hose that runs all the way up to the pig pen in the garden. We're going to put that all underground, but we're going to do that at one time when we get this area cleared out, when we get our trenching in for the water and sewer for the carriage house. We're going to do all the piping and irrigation and electrical runs at once. So it's going to be a weekend of trenching, but we've got to get some things cleared and taken care of, and that's what we're doing today. So got a little time. I'm going to jump on the tractor here for a little while. We're just about done clearing this area right here by the carriage house. We have a trail that comes through. You know, we've got just a small area left in here to clean up, and we're going to clear all the way up and take this tree out and possibly this tree out. But this is the drive, as you can partially see, where we're going to be coming into the main house, which the main house is going to be situated out in here. So what we're trying to do is get the tractor work done in here so we can come over here and start clearing for the main house. I already had some of it done. We don't have a lot to really do to clear it out, and we're going to make a garden area there for the meantime before we ever put the house up. House is going to go up in a year or so. We're going to work on the carriage house, get it done, and then, you know, we're going to work on the infrastructure to the farm, the barn, the fencing, everything. We're going to get everything up to our specs, and you know, then we're going to work on the main house. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a happy New Year. But right now, we're gonna jump on the old tractor and actually go grab the chainsaw and do some cutting, and then jump on the tractor and get all this stuff cleaned up and kind of get at it. Today is pig day. We've been up at the pig pen area working. We did some fixing of the water lines that got broken during the big freeze. We had a couple of them break. We fixed a bunch of things, some feeders and everything, and we moved pigs yesterday and today. So we've got Bonnie into the concrete pen with the babies, which was a simple task. I thought it was going to be pretty difficult, but it was pretty simple. We ended up getting Jake, and we're going to call her Claudine, and Big Mama all in together, which is what we want to do. We want Jake to breed to Big Mama. Over at the Mishans, we put Lee in with Lynn. Now that's the little bar that we cut. I'm hoping these guys will all get along. What is your deal, huh? Don't worry, she'll be ready for you soon. And then we took and moved Katie into her pen over here. This pen we haven't used in a while. It was Elwood's old pen, but I don't want her to get bred by her dad, so we put her in there. We put a new doorway in. I've got all these set up to where you can open them up and move pigs. So we got everybody moved, all the pins fixed, water lines fixed, and so on to the next step. It's New Year's Eve. And we want to wish everybody out there a happy New Year's Eve and happy New Year's Day. Hope your 2023 is going to be a fantastic year, better than 2022. And I think it's going to be a very good year for Honeysuckle Farms. We've got a lot of things that we're going to be looking forward to doing, and projects we're going to be doing this year along with the carriage house, and getting ready to move out here and get this whole farm started, you know, full speed. So got a lot to do, but all we can do is what we can do, you know. Today is one of those days. So it's supposed to rain today. They call for a 95% chance of rain. We've got rain coming, and because we got the carriage house dry, I'm going to work outside as long as I can till the rain sets in, and then I can move in and work on the inside when it's raining. So what we're doing right now is we're continuing with the clearing. We just sort of lit the fire, and we're going to get the tractor and work over in this area, cut down some more of these trees and get this whole area cleared out, with the exception of these little 3 oaks here, and then a big oak back there, and one more tree. So the wife's coming up a little bit later, and we're gonna go pick some collards, and we got a ham and some black-eyed peas, and we're gonna get them on the cooker for today so we can have them tomorrow. And we're just gonna enjoy a nice weekend. Hope y'all had a great set of holidays. We just kind of took it easy. I haven't been filming. I've been up here working my job and working here a little bit at the farm. So, but we've gotten a lot of things done. Everybody's fed, everybody's taken care of, and we just got some work to do. So we're fixing to get at it.
Well, I don't know if you saw that, but earlier when I was cutting down that tree, there was a vine attached to the tree and attached to the ground. So although I backed out of the way of the tree hitting me, the vine took me down right next to the tree with the chainsaw running. Needless to say, I worked for a little while longer, decided to call it a day. Go pick some collards. The wife showed up. We picked some collards, got our black-eyed peas and ham together, cooked a real nice dinner up, and enjoyed the New Year's watching a fantastic ball game between the Bulldogs and the Buckeyes. 2022 was a good year for Honeysuckle Farms, and we are hoping for so much more in 2023. Like I said, I didn't shoot a lot of video this past 2 weeks, so I didn't shoot a closing video, but I wanted to end this by saying thank you. Thank you very much to all of you who subscribe and follow our channel. It means so much to us. You just don't know how much. Stick around to see what we have planned for Honeysuckle Farms in 2023. And if you know someone who would like this content, please share our channel with them and ask them to do the same. Before I go, I wanted to wish Jack and Bray a happy birthday and welcome our 10th, that's right, 10th grandchild Noah to the family. Well, I hope you had a great New Year's, and I hope 2023 is all you want it to be. And remember, like I always say, don't ever, ever give up on your dreams. My name is Todd. This is Honeysuckle Farms. Hope to see you the next video.